What's up everyone? We're doing a symmetrical jump build today. This is kind of like a send-off to the Frogman because it will be getting nerfed in the near future when the patch comes out. As is all scaling to be honest, but I think it is also justified with the Frogman. But instead of thinking about the future, let us just enjoy the present times, and we are going to be getting double level ups for the next turn. So what are the best pets you could be running for the jumping build is the question right here, and I think one good candidate is the brain cramp, which we can potentially get from this level up right here. Let's take a look. We're going to take the bunny up first. Unfortunately no luck, but on the second attempt we do find the brain cramp. I think it is extremely viable to take into the late game because it can apply melon to itself, very similarly to the ox in turtle pack. So yeah, especially because the perks in unicorn pack are not very good as far as protection comes. I think it is very good for us to have a free melon. Otherwise we would have to fish it out with a cornucopia or something. But we here also get pretty lucky by finding a double Ogo Pogo. And I actually like the pet so much that I'm going to be taking it separate with the lucky cat. That way we get some extra gold and extra temporary stats in the fight, which is going to help us out set up better and also potentially win easier. It seems like this will be a close loss. Unfortunately the spook did matter, otherwise we would have won, I believe. But yeah, I think we should be setting up for a turn 7 level up now, because the main engine of the jump builds is going to be the Frogman itself. It is a scaler and it is an extremely good scaler. It can potentially outscale a monkey, which is incredible news. So yeah, we should also be hoping to see a lot more jump pets if at all possible. If we are going for a symmetry build, after all, we will need at least 2 jump pets. For true Frogman, that is also an option. I probably put the final team in the thumbnail, so you will probably know better than me what we're going to be doing. But yeah, here we are in a little bit of a predicament. We want to conserve the level up for the next turn. So on this turn we're just trying to use the gold however we can. I also take a wyvern just to make finding the Frogman a little bit easier. It's going to increase our chances from 20 to 30%, if not even more. I'm not sure how the probability works on that. Hopefully in the meantime we don't lose. This team is very scary looking. It will be even scarier in the late game, but for now even this weaker version we lose to. So yeah, that is a little bit unfortunate, but now we can take our level, and here we go, it is the Frogman. I like to think that the wyvern helped find that level. I'm not sure if it did though. Now what we can do is actually put the Frogman second position. Ogo Pogo is going to push it up to level 2, and therefore we should be receiving +4/+4 on the brain cram. So it is very nice for us to be able to get this scaling early on. With jump builds, especially when the scaling is in question, it can be very difficult to kickstart the run because at the very beginning you are extremely susceptible to snipes. I don't think this is going to be the case in a few turns time as we scale up a little bit, but for now we should be looking for a second jump unit. We do have a Minotaur in the shop right there, but I don't think it's going to be necessary as it is not a jumper. Instead we find this tiger bug, so now we should be scaling up +8/+8 if everything goes well, and let's take a look. It looks all good. They have no in-battle disruption other than the exposed debuff, and we get our buff successfully. So we are in a very good spot now. Both the brain cramp and the tiger bug has received a little bit of stats, so it's going to be difficult for us to get sniped out, and therefore we should be receiving our stats much easier. Now we even get Frogman level 2 in fight, which is extremely good news. We no longer need this Ogo Pogo, we can replace it with something else. And as you can see, we already have 2 tiger bugs on the team, so that is one symmetry sorted. But if we want to be perfectly symmetrical, we will need at least one more copy of either the brain cramp or the Frogman. And honestly, Neither of them work very well with this team, because if we want to receive buffs with a brain cramp, for example, we do need to jump, and the units at the front do not jump, as you're able to see. So I don't think the brain cramp is going to be the solution. I think we would rather get another Frogman. Not that it's really going to matter, of course. I think it's just style points for having 2 Frogmen. But in the meantime, we're getting level 3 Frogman now in fight, so potentially we can be getting plus 18 worth of buffs, and I think we are going to successfully receive all of these buffs right here. And we even end up winning. This is the perfect solution of every fight. This is exactly what we want to be seeing. And honestly, at this point, we might be outscaling the competition. A lot of teams have these kind of stats, but it's only temporary for them. For us, it is permanent, and we're getting plus 18 every single turn. So we might be so dominant that we in fact do not trigger all of the jumps and trigger not all of the scaling as a result, which can be something scary to think about. Here we are just barely going to jump. Very nicely coded in the game that even if there are no enemies, we get the jump still. Here we find a brain cramp, which I think I am actually not going to include onto the team just yet. Rather, I am more interested in a level up on the tiger bug. Team Spirit is kind of interesting. It can provide some much needed HP to the Frogman, because as it stands, it is the most susceptible part of our team to snipe edge. I don't think it's necessary though, like the rest of our team is scaled up good enough, so I think we should be winning quite easily. Here this is a very annoying team. We get sniped out with 1 unit and then the Frogman, so out of 3 possible buffs we only receive a single one. But that is still a plus 6, which most teams are not receiving, so we should be happy. Now at this point I should be looking to complete the symmetry with something like a Frogman or a brain cramp. Or on the other hand, if I want to improve the strength of the team, I could just be rolling for cornucopias in hoping to get melons and steaks out of them. Like, there's actually a lot of perk foods that could do us pretty good. I think like pita bread is a good example. We can also spam pizzas, we can spam oranges, stuff like that. A lot of stuff we can be happy to find. Here we even take a level 3 Frogman for the potential ribbon. I was not sure if I had that yet or not, I think I do though. And we find yet another Frogman in the shop. So this is what is going to complete the synergy, or the symmetry rather. I don't think it's going to be very synergistic with the rest of the team because we have to put it up front. Anyway though, I think we should be getting another relatively easy victory. Do we get multiple jumps? And the answer is yes. Okay, so another plus 12. And now the time has come. We are going to include the Frogman onto the team. I am thinking about the magic beans for a second because they will transform into a golden egg that deals 5 damage. But this Yggdrasil fruit I think is just going to be better for us. And yeah, probably I take one of these things, or I roll for a perk. I think either is viable. Yep, I think I am more interested in rolling for the cornucopia, but end up finding a Yggdrasil fruit instead. Unfortunately, this team is a complete counter to us. We have stats and few other things, so we don't really like to see this team that gets to reduce us by 60%. So we're going to lose here, but I think we should be sorted for the next round. So I really hope you enjoyed this synergistic build, and if you did, I really hope that you like, sub, do all the generic stuff, and I will talk to you next time. Take care!